Okay, I wanted to show you how to take down and set back up this Lyman 55 powder measure. I took the top off already of the hopper. Now I got my powder and my funnel. Now I know this is the right powder, so I can put these back in. There's a baffle in there in this measure, which is really nice because back before they put those in there, when you loaded it up, you had more kind of downward pressure and you might get a bigger charge than later on. So I'm holding down this handle as I turn this upside down because there's still could be some down here in this rotary piece. So I'm gonna run this out, everything I can. All right, that should be good to go. Sometimes you get a little static in these and the powder will stick to the sides. Some people use a dryer sheet. I usually just kind of use my hand. There's your powder measure. It's got its clamp on the back. It's got your little agitator doohickey right here. And then this fill spout has a little groove in it. It's got a funnel underneath so you can stuff your case up in there. So, you know, put it in there and then you tighten down the retainer if you want. I believe that this is set up to go into a press. I think there's an adapter piece. In fact, by thinking I mean, there it is right there. I just never use it. I never use it on my presses or like a turret press. But if you could probably put this on a regular press, and I don't know if you can automate this handle. I doubt it. This really is not for like a progressive press with the powder drop on it, in my opinion. I'm sure you can put it there, but you're gonna have to manually actuate it. It's a really nice one. So gonna go over some of the details here. First thing I'm gonna do is button up my powder one at a time with the powder on the tables, okay? And also, I don't know if you can see that, but when I buy it, I put the date that I bought it, so when I go back and I have half of a heart attack over the price, I go, oh, this, because the last time I bought it was 4 years ago. Which doesn't, see this one here, same thing, November 16, 29 bucks. So the price really seems to come and go with the panics. All right, so how you handle this thing, I need a screwdriver maybe. There's a screw here that's holding on the end plate. Let's take that off. It's not a very long screw, okay? Holds on this plate, which is holding this entire barrel inside of it. All right, so you can see the center casting really just houses this barrel with the handle on it, okay? You got some adjustments here. You've got like a super fine, I'll take these apart. Couple of set screws holding everything together. All right. There's the main cavity right there, okay? So what you do, you got this little guy here with a really small piece of like a little tab in there. That sits inside this screw notch right there. It's almost like a chain tensioner on a chainsaw. You kind of stick this in there, and this is a really small piece. It has graduations. I don't even know what they mean. But to adjust it, you'd use the small screw to move that back and forth. All right, so you could conceivably line it up right with the one underneath it, or you could bring it back to expose the one underneath it. You can, the other screw handle here moves the other one. All right, so you can see that, and it's exposing the main piece here. And then furthermore, you can move out the main barrel part. You could put it out like this if that's how you dial in your volume, okay? So you put your powder in and you start doing this, and you have set screws that will tighten up down. All right, so now that is gonna hold in place. All 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces are kind of held in place. And you put it back in your cast, in your main casting like so, and you start running it, and you get your scale out and measure. And if you don't like what you did, well, then you can you know, this top set screw, it's controlling this piece and the piece underneath it. This one here is kind of holding the whole shebang together. All right, it's kind of holding everyone in. So I can't move this piece with this set screw tight. I can move these ones, right, because I undid this set screw a little bit. Tighten it down. Now they don't move, they don't want to go nowhere. This is just slack in there, okay? These don't really go nowhere. So what I like to do when I'm setting up powders, even these longer stick powders, they don't meter as good as like a flake powder or maybe like a spherical powder, just because they're long, they're sticks, and they like to, when you rotate this, you're eventually closing off the hole right on this edge, and you're gonna end up cutting a bunch of powder. And truthfully, when I'm reloading small cases, this thing is tightened down real small. But here's what I do when I set these up. I have this top piece like flush. I don't like an edge there. So the top piece and the next piece are lined up flat, right? And then I move this guy all the way in. I basically take all my fine adjustment and I zero it out, okay? So right there. So now the top, the middle are lined up with this black third piece, and I'll lock it down tight, okay? And I just leave it that way. I don't want more edges for long stick powders to get caught on and cut and all that. So I just open up this one here and I just move these back and forth. Doggone it. That's right. You gotta open this one a tiny bit. I just adjust it this way, which is really probably not how they intend me to do it, because a little bit makes a big difference in volume. But that's how I do it. I'll set it like right here, and I'll have my 20 grains set up. So it's a lot of adjustment because I'm not using the fine adjust. I'm using basically the coarsest adjust, right? So I'll get it set how I want it by many trials and errors. It's not a fast way to set these up. I don't have marks on them, although that's probably a pretty good idea. And then lock them both down and then run it, right? So I just mount it up here. See if I go the right doggone way. Nope, went the wrong way. She's OP. I don't take it down often because I don't change over that often, right? So put it up there, tighten it up. I just do finger tight. It's on wood, it just compresses it anyway. Slide that barrel in, right? So that's loading. That's got the cavity up, and it allows, gravity is allowing, and also agitation, like so, allowing feed down there. So then to hold that in place, you got the end plate, which is slightly larger, with this little doohickey screw. You're gonna need to have a screwdriver, but you don't want to put that super tight because then it actually will interfere a bit with this thing trying to run. So finger tight is fine. Don't get the screwdriver and wrench it down. It needs a little bit of play. Otherwise, this has got a lot of resistance. Okay, that's how I set them up. If you got a really fine powder, super shortcut maybe, or spherical, you can probably use those fine adjusters if you want to. More or less, this is set up for 20 or 40 grains, so I pretty much go between the two.